Hey Buns, so I finally have a moment to sit down and talk about Viper. Yes! So I have been so excited about this and I wanted to talk about it ever since I've seen the keynote at FanFest. But we had FanFest and then I got sick and then I had BlizzCon and now I'm sick again. But nothing's going to stop me. I'm tired of waiting. I want to finally talk about how excited I am for Viper because so many reasons. We're going to get into it. First, a disclaimer though. Obviously, we don't know a lot about this job. Okay. We know next to nothing about this job in reality. Like, we don't know anything about the spells. We don't know how the flow of the job is going to be. We don't know if it's going to be underpowered, overpowered. We don't know any of that shit. Okay. It could turn out to be that the gameplay is a complete mess. We don't know. It could be amazing. So, jot that down. Keep that in mind. But with that said, that is not going to stop me from being extremely excited about everything I've heard about Viper so far. Viper is the rogue dream that I have always wanted in Final Fantasy XIV. If you don't know, before I played Final Fantasy XIV, I was a WoW player for many years, and I was a rogue. That was my job. I raided in vanilla. I did, Blackwing Lair. I did Molten Core. I did ZG. I did AQ, and I did a bit of Nax as a rogue many, like 3,000 years ago. That's my baby. That's the job I loved. And so whenever I came to Final Fantasy XIV, I joined in Heavensward. And then I was like, okay, so first I do the rogue quest at level 10. So I leveled up to get to level 10. And I did rogue quests. But then the rogue quests lead on into ninja. And personally, the vibe shift from rogue guild class quests into the ninja job class quest is so jarring, and it feels like totally disjointed, and like this should not lead into this at all. Like, it doesn't make any sense that you go into through this like rogue school and it's so chaotic, it is so disorderly, it is so undisciplined. You're literally pirates like shooting the shit in your hideaway. There's like people hanging out and drinking rum, throwing daggers at the wall, and it's like we're just, eating sandwiches, chilling, doing whatever we want to do. You pirate's life, right? And it's awesome. And then you go and you're like, okay, well, now what's next for me? I've done all that really well. I've been a really good criminal. What's next for me? Well, then you become a ninja for some reason. And the ninja quest is like super strict, super disciplined. Like, okay, that's the Hail Mary. I don't know look, I don't play ninja. I don't know what y'all are doing. But you're doing something, and it's like very orderly. It's completely different. Yes, you're both sneaky, but I feel like the similarities kind of end there, and just thematically I couldn't vibe with ninja as much as I had always loved that like classic role-playing fantasy that Rogue really, really brought to the table. And I feel like with that sort of, to me, Viper feels like a more natural evolution of the Rogue Guild, but because it's like, well, you were a pirate before, and then when we see Viper in the trailer for Dawn Trail, you're on the boat and you're adventuring, and maybe you're like, you're more than just a common pirate, like common swashbuckler. You're out here, though you are doing quite a lot of buckling, of course, with all the belts that you got all over yourself, but you are a blade dancer, and maybe, fingers crossed, Viper implies that you'll have poisons. That's kind of a big copium for me. Like, I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I really hope that some of the spells do have poisons involved with them, because that just seems like it makes sense for Viper. And yeah, anyway, so it just feels like it still has this free-spirited, adventuring vibe to it, while feeling like a grown-up version of Rogue. So for me, I could not be happier about that, but it seems like they made the deliberate decision to not have it require you to do Rogue first. And that tells me that they just don't want to interact with that system at all anymore. They don't want to make people do the class quests, guild class quests anymore to get to a new job that they're releasing. Maybe at some point they're going to do away with that system entirely. But I've never seen a progression from an existing class that would fit better than this from Rogue into Viper. They're not doing it, so that tells me that they're probably not going to move away from that system, which is probably for the best. Back in my day, okay, it was even more wonky than it is today. If you wanted to be a paladin, you needed to get levels in Conjurer first. You needed like level 15 Conjurer first, plus Gladiator. Anyway, I've actually been playing a fair bit of WoW Classic again lately because of hardcore, and it reminded me how much I missed and how much I love my old combat rogue. And this is that. I've met a lot of we've been talking to a lot of my WoW friends, and people have come to FF14 from WoW. Just went to BlizzCon, and we were all talking about it, all very excited about Viper because, it's reminiscent of Combat Rogue from WoW, and it's reminiscent of Fury Warrior, even. Like, we haven't really had anything like that in the game yet. These two giant swords. Actually, if you watch the trailer, there's a moment where, I'm gonna have to act this out. Alright, so in the trailer, there's a moment where he does a jumping attack, like in Elden Ring, and he's like... Okay, let me try again, but not break the ceiling. Like that. It's really cool. Man, I feel really cool holding these. And but you can put it together. Yes. Oh man. And Yoshi P had so much fun in that cosplay too, because he was doing the cosplay, and he's like, well, I'm a little old for this. I'm in my 50s. I'm a little old to be doing cosplay. And then 5 minutes later, he's like,
Yeah, they did a really great job with the cosplay.
あんまりやると飾りが取れそう。
Yeah, you should hold off. It's gonna break. Don't break it. Be careful. Calm down.
Okay, anyway. 2 swords. And can you imagine from Palace of the Dead, you can get the glowing weapon. So you're going to have 2 glowing swords like with lightsabers. It's going to be really cool. And you know what? All the people that I've been talking to who were really wanting Corsair, and I was fighting with them because I didn't want a gun. Everybody's happy. All the people that really wanted, well, maybe not everybody, but most people that wanted Corsair seem to be pretty happy with Viper. Oh gosh, it's so exciting. Again, we don't know anything about the gameplay, right? We only know vibes. This is only a vibe check. So because of that, there's not a whole lot else that I can actually say, besides it's going to be really sick. It's going to be like a blade dancer, rogue, duelist, bappin'. I'm so hyped. I wonder if the LB3 is going to be like a giant viper, just eating everything. Some people do think that if it's going to have poisons, well, maybe that would mean it would be a dot job, but based on the way they've been dealing with dots lately, which is removing them at every opportunity, I kind of don't think that they're going to add in dots. But again, this is all speculation right now, and I could be wrong. I think maybe my number one concern about Viper is that they said you're going to enter this like powered up mode where you have the twin blade and you're doing different attacks. And it's going to be a different mode. And this is probably going to be a mode you do every 2 minutes, right? And I know that Reaper has this avatar mode where you hit very fast and very hard. And I just hope that whatever the mode is that Viper gets into, they can make it distinct and feel like something different than the way Reaper feels whenever you play it. So that's it. I just wanted to, gush about how excited I am about this job. That's really all. And I would love to hear from you. Are you excited about Viper or not? Would you have preferred Corsair? Would you have preferred something else altogether? What do you think the second job is going to be? We already know the other new job is going to be a caster, and they're going to reveal it in January at JP Fan Fest. But for now, I'm on the Green Mage train. I still think it's going to be Green Mage, because wouldn't that be crazy? Imagine if it's Green Mage. It would mean that Yoshi P managed to find a t-shirt that hinted at 3 different jobs all at the same time. Because, well, 2, but what if 3? Because we're getting a new limited job, which they didn't say what it is yet. So what if it's Pictomancer limited job, it's Green Mage caster, and it's Viper, obviously, for the melee. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt? Well, you have the swords, right? So that's Viper covered. Turtles are green. That's Green Mage covered. And they, Michelangelo, Da Vinci, that's Pictomancer covered. Wouldn't that be insane if he covered all I don't think so. But wouldn't that be crazy? Sometimes, like, speculating is kind of pointless, but it can be fun. Anyway, again, let me know what you think about Viper. Are you as excited as I am? Are you coming from WoW like I did and seeing some similarities or seeing some things come to FF14 that you've wanted for a long time? And let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. And some of y'all who actually met me at FanFest, you saw, like, some of you was like, oh my god, I can't wait to get home and make the video about Viper. So those of you who saw me actually say that in person, here I am, I'm doing it. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider supporting the channel either on Patreon or on Twitch. You can also support the channel for free just by clicking that subscribe button or by sharing this video with your fellow Viper enjoyers and bun buns. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.